Real knockouts that look like video game finishers. You all must have played those video games where the finishing moves are so over the top, you can't help but wonder if they could ever happen in real life. Well, you are in luck today, because we have some real-life knockouts that can very well pass as video game finishers. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fun content like this. Let's get started. Today, we are starting with a kicker, pun intended, an absolute masterpiece. The blue fighter here, with his technique and determination, is in an intense exchange with this red fighter. He delivers a lightning-quick kick to the red guy's neck, which makes him stunned in the moment. It's a move that could have easily been picked straight out of a video game. Oh, but the action doesn't stop there. Taking the golden opportunity created by this strike, the blue fighter transitions into a powerful drop kick that lands right on target. That hurt. The impact is so powerful, the red fighter's eyes widen in disbelief as their body is thrown backward and ultimately down to the canvas. The sequence was something of a treat to watch. At least for us. Second in the list, we have spectacle that blurs the line between reality and the over-the-top finishers of a video game. The red fighter, already suffering an injury to his backside, suddenly activates his inner video game character. The kick, bizarre in its trajectory and execution, is like something straight out of a Street Fighter bonus stage, where gravity is a mere suggestion rather than a law. The opponent, likely expecting a move found in traditional taekwondo textbooks, is caught off guard. Medics rush in, not to award style points, but to ensure the recipient of this kick can actually remember his name. This scene could be easily mistaken for a moment in a fighting game. Stephen Legros, a name that might not be as famous as Ryu or Ken, is definitely as formidable, steps onto the mat. At the Canadian ITF Taekwondo National Championship, the match begins with both fighters exchanging a flurry of strikes, a dance of disciplined aggression that has the crowd on the edge of their seats. Legros, initially on the back foot, is absorbing hits after hits, but then, in a split second, he channels his inner warrior. With a spinning kick that comes out of nowhere, he delivers a blow that would make any final boss yield. His opponent hits the mat with a thud, the kind that makes you wince and thank the heavens it wasn't you on the receiving end. Next up we have two combatants face off, one sporting a headband reminiscent of a certain Karate Kid, while the other seems ready to unleash a storm. The headband hero narrowly dodges a kick that had game over written all over it, and in a moment that would make any button-mashing gamer proud, he counters with a powerful response. His strike, swift and precise, is the kind that makes you flinch just watching it. The opponent's feet briefly forget their purpose, flirting with the air as he stumbles backward, the crowd erupting in applause. It's the kind of move that, in the gaming world, would have you reaching for the replay. As the dust settles and the headband warrior enjoys the attention and praise while the other rests on the mattress. It's clear that sometimes, reality can be just as dramatic as any animation. This scene starts with a display of athleticism that would make even a seasoned gymnast do a double take. In the middle of a taekwondo match, where each fighter is a coiled spring of potential energy, one competitor decides it's time to up the stake. With a move that seems to borrow from the physics-defying tricks of Mortal Kombat, he launches a kick that's part acrobatics. With the impact of a sledgehammer, he executes a brutal front flip that isn't just for show. As he rotates mid-air, the kick lands with such force that his opponent might have wondered if he'd accidentally walked under an elephant. The crowd gasps, the opponent crumples, and the victor stands triumphant. It's a knockout that looks like it should be accompanied by a dramatic voiceover announcing finish him. In this clip, we're treated to a spectacle where El Guapo, a nickname that drips as much confidence as the fighter himself. El Guapo steps into the ring. His stance is calm, collected, and he moves with the kind of purpose usually only seen in video game Avatar. The scene is set, and as the fight progresses, it's clear that El Guapo is here to dominate. He circles his opponent, who seems unaware that he's about to become the unfortunate recipient of a signature move. Then, in a flash of motion, El Guapo delivers a liver shot so precise, so powerful, leaving his opponent on his knees. The crowd's reaction is instantaneous, a mix of awe and sympathy for the fallen fighter. Referee immediately concludes the match with El Guapo standing tall and victor. As El Guapo's hand is raised, the reality of the knockout sinks in. It's the kind of finisher that makes you grateful for the safety of your couch and the absence of El Guapo in your weekly sparring class. Here we see the two taekwondo fighters stepping in the ring and touching gloves before the fight starts. The red guy here first makes these sudden movements, which looks like he is just playing around. But then, he catches the blue guy off guard. This probably was his goal all along. And in one kick, he knocks out the opponent, who instantly falls to the ground. That was quite the move. He used brains and brawns both. In this next match, our spotlight is on the skilled Steve Landon. As the match begins, Landon sizes up his opponent, who seems to be blissfully unaware of the impending doom. Then, as if someone hit the slow motion button on reality, Landon launches himself midair and executes a remarkable double jump kick, not just any kick. Just when the kick connected, a crunch echoes through the venue. The kick was landed with such precision that it resulted in a broken jaw for his opponent. Talk about a knockout move that's not just for show. As the unfortunate soul hits the mat, the audience is left to wonder if they've just witnessed a fight or a live action scene of a video game combo. Landon's victory is as decisive as it is dazzling. Now here we see that the fighter seems to be nervous at first, but pretty soon he launches a straight punch. Right there. And just like that, the opponents fall face first to the ground with single punch. Next up is this fight that looks straight of a video game. It starts off nice and easy, but there it is. A single punch that throws the opponent to the floor. And he doesn't stop here. He goes on to launch more and more punches while the guy is clearly knockout, and the referee has to step in to stop him. Pretty brutal there. Here we see these guys waiting to start the fight, and as soon as it starts, the white guy here throws a kick exactly like a video game character would. Up in the air, and it hits the opponent in the face, which pretty much knocks him out instantly. He tries to throw more punches and Case tries to get up, but the damage is already done. We see a very similar kick here as well, delivered by a girl this time. As soon as the fight starts, she kicks her opponent in the face, which does look like a video game or an action scene right here. That must have hurt though, guys. Next is this video where the fight itself is pretty intense to look at. Each of the fighters throw and punches trying to attack the opponent, but the white guy ultimately throws in one that knocks the other one out. He even tries to kick him as he is falling, but the guy ducks, saving himself from that final blow. Let's take a look at this one. In this very short round, we see the red guy entering the ring, all pumped up to get started. But the blue guy here had already decided to cut this round short. He didn't even give him a chance. As soon as he tried to make his move, he is hit in the face straight with a kick, which from the looks of it, couldn't hurt anymore. He is sent straight to the floor. Again, we see some intense exchange of attacks. Both the fighters are throwing in kicks while defending themselves. But there is always a winner. And that's it. There comes the final move from the blue guy, which sends the opponent to the floor. At the same lightning-fast speed of the kick. Next up we have young Joe. In a blast from the past, we catch a glimpse of Joe Rogan in his earlier days, not as the renowned comedian and podcast host we know today, but as a formidable contender in the 1987 U.S. Taekwondo Cup in Connecticut. Back then, Joe wasn't just armed with humor, he wielded impressive power and, dare we say, a head full of hair. As the match starts, Joe, without wasting any time, straight goes for a kick in the head with a surprising speed. The lightning-fast kick immediately knocks out his opponent. Joe showcases a side of himself taking on his opponent with genuine martial arts skill. This is definitely a throwback worth remembering. Over-the-top kicks are becoming the theme of these knockouts. Here is another such move. The red guy here both defends and attacks in this one epic move. The blue guy tries to attack here, to which the red guy tackles, and then a reverse kick comes in and bam! The opponent is on the ground. Knocked out. This is definitely how you do it, guys. In this one, we see these fighters engaged in an intense round. Both of them try to throw attacks and also defend against the opponent. And then out of nowhere, comes in a kick that completely knocked her out. She just made a move that you definitely would see a video game character do. And at last, we have the best one. The fight starts slowly, and this guy here tries to launch an attack by throwing a punch and then a kick. But the opponent blocks all his attempt. And then, in one very over-the-top move, he takes him down. This is definitely hard to pass as a real-life incident. People probably wouldn't believe you unless they this video. And there you have it, people, real knockouts that look like video game finishers. Who would have thought that the line between gaming and reality could blur so easily, and that too, in matches like these? If you enjoyed this knockout journey, let us know in the comments below. And until next time, keep gaming, keep watching, and stay epic.